Welcome, everybody, back to our Lenten series about being the inn, being the place where there is never no more room for anyone in our church. And today I am being joined by some of the participants of our regular Zoom worship service. Our church gathers in person each Sunday at 9:30, also gathers here on Zoom at 11 o'clock. And also we invite people to join us on YouTube each week, trying to create new ways in which we can gather. Prior to the pandemic, all of our worship had been in the church building in a pretty much a traditional format for worship. And that worked for a lot of people. All we needed to do was open the doors and people would come in. However, we always knew that for many people, walking through the front door of a church was a challenge. Either they had grown up unchurched and didn't know what was in there, and taking that first step was hard, or they had experienced some kind of wounding, some kind of difficulty in the church that made the step back in very difficult. And so we have always sought ways in which we can, what I call, create other doors into the church for people who walking into a traditional service on a Sunday morning, sitting in the pews, is difficult. Now, prior to the pandemic, we had never done anything as far as any kind of electronic or social media or anything for the church, but we had no choice. We were put in a position where we had to do something. And so we began with just YouTube, mainly because I was vaguely familiar with YouTube and started there, and then reached out to a member of our congregation. His name is Mary, who used Zoom for work, and asked her to, hey, can you show me about this? I've heard of its existence, but don't know. And so we created a time where the whole congregation can come together on Zoom. And it was a way of being interactive. YouTube is great, but it doesn't provide any interaction. It's just me. But Zoom provides us with an opportunity to interact with each other. We have moved back into the church on Sundays at 9:30. However, we realize that for many reasons, all of them good, some people are not able to come to worship with us in person at that time. And so we wanted to continue not just the YouTube experience, but also this Zoom interactive service. And so I thank Marjorie and Janet and Bart for helping me this morning to talk about what it is about this service that brings you here, and how this has created a door for you to feel welcome and a part of our congregation. And so, Marjorie, would you like to begin on how you came to us?
Oh, certainly, Pastor Ruth. I really appreciate the opportunity to attend this service via Zoom, because I'm well acquainted with your church previous to this, because my daughter belongs to the church, and so I've attended for special occasions. I mean, she plays the flute sometimes, and but since COVID, of course, I haven't been able to do that. But Zoom provides me the opportunity to attend every Sunday. And my church, which is the Lutheran Church in Manchester, has their service at 9:30. And so I can attend there. And then at 11, I can attend this service also. I really appreciate the intimacy of this service that you provide. It's quite different from the Lutheran Church. And so I really appreciate that difference. And it's so satisfying to see my daughter in the other square also. So that's been a pleasure too. And so I certainly hope that you continue this in the future, because I really find it very inspirational. The intimacy of the service is great.
And so you get to double dip on Sunday.
I do. I'm double dipping. And after that, I sometimes go to YouTube and find another service. So I have the morning covered.
It's wonderful how, if this had to happen, it happened at a time when we had these technologies that allow us to reach out beyond. So we are delighted that you join us here in addition to the service of your home church, that you're able to join us too as well. So it's great to see you every week. Janet and Bart.
Yes, it's wonderful, really. I appreciate it.
Janet and Bart, would you like to share with us some of your experience of using this?
Sure. Like Marjorie, we're attending 2 church services because both of them are doing it remotely. We had started about a year ago attending 2 churches physically, and we were singing in choirs at 2 churches, but they occurred at different times. So we were able to kind of coordinate and be at one church one week and another church another week. So this is great that we can be at both churches every week and feel like we're really a part of your congregation. And I guess I really want to say thank you to the congregation and to Ruth in particular for doing this, because this is not an easy thing to do a remote version of what you usually do in church. It just has helped us to feel connected and to participate. Sometimes we travel because our son lives out of state and we're just not around to go to church. So we can go to church even when we're out of state. It's just an extra way to feel connected. And we just so appreciate you, Ruth, and everyone in the congregation who supports Ruth and doing this ministry. It just has been wonderful.
And we can be extra careful and conservative regarding the COVID. We hear horror stories from our son who works at Frisbee Hospital in Rochester. So that's another thing that influences some of our let's stay home decision and attend both services remotely.
Yeah.
And we've been able to expand our reach. We have people that have started coming to our church who never came to our church before, people in other states even who have connected with us through that. It's created another door. And it also allows for people who on any particular Sunday just aren't able to come in at 9:30. Maybe they just have a cold, maybe it's not devastating, but they're able to just, but there's like, okay, I can't, or they oversleep, or something. And it's like, well, there is a way that I can connect with my church family by coming on at 11. And so this just, as I say, creates another door into the church, another way for people to feel welcome. So I thank you, Marjorie and Janet and Bart, for joining us.
You're welcome. A pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ruth.
Yes, thank you so much for doing this.
Absolutely. And I'll be showing this on Christmas Sunday, the Sunday before Christmas. And so I will be seeing you all soon as we enter the season of Advent and begin to prepare for that time.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
We'll see you all. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.